He made A-list celebrities look flawless. But behind the scenes, Jesus Guerrero was fighting a battle no one saw coming. And when news of his sudden death at just 34 broke, even the most glamorous faces in Hollywood were left shaken. How could someone so vibrant, so full of life, be gone overnight? Jesus wasn't just a hairstylist. To Kylie Jenner, he was family. To stars like Jennifer Lopez and Rosalia, he was a genius with a comb. And to fans watching from afar, he was proof that talent could take you anywhere, until the story took a devastating turn. Now, shocking new details have emerged about what really happened in his final days. And they paint a heartbreaking picture few were prepared for before the red carpets, the viral looks, and the A-list clientele. Jesus Guerrero was just a kid growing up in Houston, Texas. Born to immigrant parents, his story wasn't paved with privilege, it was built on grit. While others dreamed, he worked, cutting hair in his neighborhood, perfecting every curl, every wave, long before social media could amplify it. Jesus wasn't handed fame. He chased it, with a flat iron in one hand and a vision in the other. And when his talent finally caught the attention of industry insiders, it didn't take long before word spread. His precision, his creativity, his ability to turn any hairstyle into a full-on statement. Unmatched, soon he wasn't just working with clients, he was crafting images, icons, and the world was watching. But fame didn't change him. In every photo, every post, there was that same smile, that same energy, the kind that made people feel like they were in the presence of something rare. And just when it seemed like nothing could slow him down, the first signs of trouble started to appear. In early 2025, everything looked normal. Jesus was still styling, still traveling, still lighting up rooms with the same energy that made him unforgettable. There were no public warnings, no dramatic signs, just business as usual. But behind the scenes, things weren't so clear. According to those closest to him, it all happened fast. One day he wasn't feeling well, and then, seemingly overnight, he was in critical condition. His sister Gris later admitted, "We don't know what got him sick, it all happened suddenly." By the time Jesus was hospitalized, the infection had already taken hold. Doctors were fighting to understand what they were up against, but it was already too late. And then came the autopsy. The truth about what had really happened would stun even his closest friends. When the official report from the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner came out on June 2, 2025, the world finally got an answer. But it raised even more questions. Jesus Guerrero died from severe pneumonia, but it wasn't just any pneumonia. The infection was triggered by Cryptococcus neoformans, a rare and dangerous fungal disease that typically strikes when the body's defenses are already weakened. Then came the second part of the report, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, the underlying condition that had left Jesus vulnerable, silently compromising his immune system for who knows how long. For many, it was the first time they'd ever heard he was even sick. And while the official cause of death was listed as natural, the nature of it, sudden, aggressive, and hidden, felt anything but. His sister, still searching for answers, said, "We've been able to track every one of his steps, but we still don't know what made him sick." That confusion, that not knowing, left his loved ones in a haze of grief and disbelief. But if Jesus had known what was happening to his body, he never let it show. Not once did he step back from his clients, his art, or his ambitions. It wasn't just Kylie. Jennifer Lopez, Rosalia, and others who'd worked with Jesus shared emotional memories and photos, not of him on red carpets, but behind the scenes, laughing, working, lifting people up. The outpouring was massive and deeply personal. These weren't generic condolences. These were posts from people who lived in his presence, who trusted him with their image, their vulnerability, their real selves. Even fans, many who had never met him, flooded the internet with stories. How they'd followed his work, how his styling inspired them, how his energy seemed to jump off the screen. One GoFundMe page created by his sister called him a son, a brother, an uncle, an artist, a friend, and so much more. And maybe that's what hurt the most. He was still rising, still giving, still full of life, but in a matter of days, it was all gone. And what remained was a community trying to piece together how someone so full of light could vanish so fast. That's the kind of impact that doesn't fade, and it's the kind of legacy that can't be replaced. Jesus Guerrero lived like he styled, boldly, beautifully, and with intention. He wasn't a household name to everyone, but to those who knew him, whether in person or through his art, he was unforgettable. A quiet architect behind some of the most iconic celebrity moments, a trusted friend to the stars, and a reminder that even the brightest lights can burn out far too soon. While rumors suggest different possibilities, nothing has been confirmed beyond the medical examiner's report. What's certain is the deep love and respect people had for Jesus, and how much they miss him. In the end, the truth may take time to come fully into view. Until then, the best way to honor his memory is to celebrate the incredible life he lived and the joy he gave to so many.